First of all, thanks for being here in my YouTube channel. So here is the solution video of the topic time and distance. So I hope you have taken the test. So I have in the test series, I have given 40 questions that is on the topic time and distance, which contains all the different kinds of model. So some questions on problems on train, some on boats and streams, and some on races and games, and then normal time and distance question. So I hope I hope you watched the previous video, because in the previous video, time and distance revision, I have explained each and every subcategory of the topic time and distance. So time and distance is a huge topic, but limited number of formulas are there, but the concepts and the subdivisions of the topics are more, right? So first you have to learn what is called as time and distance and what are all the formulas and basic question, and then problems on train, which is most probably related to time and distance. Only few changes will be there. And next is boats and streams, upstream downstream concept alone you have to learn. And the fourth important topic is races and games, most important concept for the bank exams especially, right? Circular track, four people are running in a circular track, so it's interesting question, when will the first person beats the second person? So those kind of question we can able to see more and more on the mains level exam also, right? Like SBI PO mains, IBBS PO mains, when you look at the memory based question papers, we can able to see the questions that are related to races and games are mostly asked in the mains exam, right? So now entering into the time and distance. So here I will be solving some of the questions on the topic time and distance. So kindly do not forget to take the test 40 question on the same topic time and distance on the platform. So before going for IBBS PO or IBBS clerk, right? So now, first question, a boy traveled 30 km in 9 hours. He traveled part of distance on foot by 3 km per hour and the remaining distance on bicycle by 6 km per hour. So what is the distance traveled by the boy on foot? So our target is to find what is the total distance that was traveled by the boy on the foot, because he is traveling the total distance by two parts, one by foot and another by bicycle. So always, if you can't able to understand how to proceed and how to solve the question, even while teaching time and distance also, I have told you, draw a small diagram, right? So here you can see the total distance from house to school is how much? 30 kilometers. Yes. So 30 kilometers will be the total distance and the total reaching time is 9 hours. And now, so he is covering a part of distance by foot, right? But we don't know how much distance he covered. So let me keep it as x. So the remaining distance will be 30 minus x. So this will be the distance he covered by foot and this will be the distance he covered by the bicycle. So friends, understood or not? Because we know the total distance. So total distance is 30 km. So some part of distance he traveled by a foot. So let me assume it as x and the remaining distance will be definitely traveled by a bicycle. So only I have considered like this. And our target is to find what is the distance that is traveled by the foot, which is x. So now according to the question, is there any other value they have given us? Foot by 3 km per hour. So this speed is also given, which is 3 km per hour. And the bicycle speed is also given, how much? 6 km per hour. So now we know that the total distance that was traveled in how much time? 9 hours. So time is equals to total 9 hours. So speed is equal to distance by time. Time is equal to distance by speed. So the first distance, foot, he traveled by how much speed? 3 km per hour. And the second distance, 30 minus x is the distance that was traveled by the person in 6 km per hour. Okay. So now we can take LCM as 6 here. So 2x plus 30 minus x. So this will be 9 into 6 are 54 is equals to 2x minus x will be x plus 30. So x is equals to 24. So that means out of 30 kilometer, right? Out of total distance of 30 kilometer, he initially covered the x distance by foot, that is 24 kilometers. So 24 kilometers will be the answer for the first question. So friends, understood? Very interesting and easy question too. So here you can able to see the question concepts that are related to flight also. A flight initially travels some distance in this speed and then it increases the speed. So how much time the remaining distance has been traveled by this much of speed. So these kind of questions you can able to solve in a similar way, right? So what I applied here is time is equals to distance by speed. So this is the formula I have applied here, because we know both the distance as well as both the speed. So by using that data, so I have equated with the time. So resultant we got the distance that was covered by the foot by the boy is 24 kilometer. Question number 2. So Anu and Arjun started traveling in the same distance at 4 km per hour, 6 km per hour respectively. So after 2 hours, Anu doubled her speed and Arjun reduced its speed by 1 km per hour, and they reached the destination together. So after how many hours will we both meet? Okay. So the question here is our target to find after how many hours both the person meet together. That is our target. After how many hours? That means we need to find the time. So here, whether the total distance of the traveled, what they both traveled is given? No, not given. So, and another important thing, both are moving in the same direction, not in an opposite direction. If both the person are moving in the same direction, always you have to find the relative speed. Relative speed is nothing but you have to subtract both the person's speed, which is called as a relative speed. If they are going in the opposite direction, then we will add the speed. If they are going in the same direction, which is called as a relative speed, we will subtract it. So first what we can do here is Anu and Arjun started traveling at different speed has been given. Initially after 2 hours they are changing the speed. So which means initially for the first 2 hours where the person name is what? Anu. Okay. So Anu's speed is how much? 4 km per hour. This is the speed of the person Anu. And now we know that according to the question, he initially traveled for 2 hours. That means 8 km will be the total distance that he traveled for 2 hours. Yes or no? So similarly, the next person is Arjun. So Arjun's speed is how much? 6 km per hour. And similarly, both the person are traveling initially for the first 2 hours. So 1 hour 6 km, 2 hour 12 kilometers. So 12 km will be the total distance in 2 hours that was traveled by the person Arjun, and in 2 hours Anu will be traveling 8 kilometers. So now this is the point where Anu is standing and this is the point where Arjun is standing. So now what they are doing is the first person Anu doubles the speed. So already what is the speed of Anu, which is 4. So now he doubles the speed. That means from this point the speed of the Anu will be 8 km per hour. Right? So now from this point where Arjun reduced the speed by 1, already his speed is 6 km per hour. Now he reduced the speed by 1. So subtract 1, resultant will be 5 km per hour. So after traveling 12 kilometers, now the speed of the person Arjun will be 5 km per hour. So now our target is to find when will both the person meet each other. So now according to the question, just now I have told you, initially 8 km after 2 hours, 12 km after 2 hours. So what is the difference between kilometers? 4 km is the difference in the distance, right? For after 2 hours traveling, their distance difference is 4 km. So now after 2 hours, now we know the speed of both the person. So this person's speed is 8 km per hour and this person's speed is 5 km per hour. So just now I have told you, if both the person traveling on the same direction, for finding the relative speed we have to subtract these two. So when you subtract these two, so speed will be 3 km per hour. So friends, now understood? So this will be the speed and this will be the distance. So now our target is to find time. So time is equals to distance divided by speed. And according to the question, our target to find how long, how many hours. Initially they traveled for 2 hours, right? And then after 2 hours, this distance has to be covered by this much of speed. So what is the distance here? 4 km. 4 km is the distance. What is the speed? 3 km per hour. So 10 divided by 3, which is 3.333 something. So we can consider it as by 3 hours. So 1 by 3 hours where both the person will meet each other. So friends, understood? Which is same concept which is related to police and thief, right? A police catching the thief. So these kind of questions while teaching itself, chasing concept itself, I have told you that one concept is enough, right? This concept, right? How to find the relative speed and how to find the distance, relative distance. Not relative distance, usually the difference in the distance, right? So difference in the distance won't change, only the relative speed might change. If both the person are moving in the same direction, then you have to subtract it. If both the person are moving in the opposite direction, then you have to add it. So two concepts It's most important, and you can solve this question by a formula method also. There is a formula method while teaching that a policeman thief. I have told one formula. I don't know. I don't know exactly what is the formula, but the formula will be D into A divided by A minus B. So I think so, not confirmed, but anyway, check the video. But this is the normal way to solve this question, right? So this will be the answer for the second question. So here is the third question. So Lata covers a distance from the house to his office by a bike. She traveled at a speed of 60 km per hour and reaches the office 10 minutes late. So if he had increased the speed by 20 km per hour, you would have reached the office 5 minutes early. So then find the distance between the house and an office. So most important concept, that is late and late, or late and early, or early and early. So three concepts are there. So all the three concepts in my YouTube channel on the time and distance topic, I think third or fourth lesson after chasing concept, I separately teach this type of question alone, how to solve by a normal method, by drawing a time and dividing late and early, and then finding the difference and then solving a question. One of the easy way and the easy method to solve these kind of question. Even the question is very difficult, when you apply that method, you can easily find the answer. Right? So I hope you watched that video. So now we can solve this question. So initially our target is to find what is the distance between the house and the office. So there are two datas that they have given. So initially she traveled at a speed of 60 km per hour. So by using that speed, how much office is late? 10 minutes late. So what we can do here is we can fix the office timing as 9 a.m. This is the exact time, right? Office time. So now because of going at a speed of 60 km per hour, right? 60 km per hour. So now the person Lata reached the office 10 minutes late. That means instead of reaching on correct time 9 a.m. so the person Lata would have reached on 9:10 because 10 minutes late. And now what is this next data they have given us? If she had increased the speed by 20. So already its speed is 60 km per hour. If the person Lata is increasing the speed by 20, so 60 plus 20 will be 80 km. In case if the speed is 80 km per hour, then the person Lata is reaching the office 5 minutes early. That means the correct time is 9 a.m. but the person Lata is reaching 5 minutes early. That means the person will be reaching on 8:55 a.m. So understood. So this is one of the important thing, because this is late and this is early. Some question will be like late and late also, or else early and early also, right? But for every different concept you should not learn new method. That's the reason I have taught you only one method, this method, to understand the concept of the question. So now we need to find the difference, right? What is the difference between both the timings here? So here 5 minutes is the difference, here 10 minutes is the difference. So total difference between both the timing is 15 minutes. That means time 1, difference of time 2 is 15 minutes. So in order to convert minute into an hour, divided by 60, because all the values are given in hour. So 15 divided by 60. So now we converted into hour. So according to the question, our target is to find what is the distance between our house and the office. That distance is unknown. So time is equals to distance by speed. So total distance, which is unknown, divided by speed. The first speed is how much? 80. Minus of, again the distance will be same. The second speed is how much? 60. So difference between both the timing is equals to 15 by 60. So let's take LCM as 240. 240 can be LCM. 8 3s are 24, which is 3x. 6 4s are 24, that is 4x is equals to 15 divided by 60. So this will be 4 times. So x is equals to 60. That means the distance between x is equals to 60. So the distance between house and the office, the total distance is 60 km. So which will be the answer for this question. So friends, understood? Again, if you didn't watch all my time and distance video, kindly watch that first 4th or 5th video. I taught this a late early concept. I think I have solved this question by a formula method also. There is a formula also, but in the formula, if it is late and early, you have to subtract it. If it is early and early, there you have to add it. So some changes will be there in a formula. So instead of learning a formula, better, I think it's easy, right? This timing is easy. If you know how to write this timing, solving the complete question will be easy. Even the question is early or late, whatever be, you can solve the question easily. So this will be the answer. The 60 kilometers will be the answer for this question. Next question. So a man covers a distance of 240 kilometer by a train with the speed of 48 kilometer per hour. A distance of 60 kilometer by bus, and then they have given another distance by a cycle. So from a bank from us home, okay, so find the average speed of the man throughout the journey. So when just see here, our target is to find what is the average speed of the person throughout the journey. So usually this average speed concept, basic concept, usually the speed has been calculated by speed is equal to distance by time. If it is an average concept, you have to check how many different way he is traveling. You have to find all them separately and then you have to add it. That's all, right? So you don't want to learn any specific formula to find an average speed. I've seen students learning x plus y plus z divided by x into y into, don't do that, because understand the concept. Usually we calculate the speed, average speed. Speed is equals to distance by time. It's the basic formula. But because of an average speed, so definitely there will be 3 or 4 datas will be given. So here you can able to see initially he traveled to some distance by a bus and then by a cycle. So we have to find the speed of all the 3 and then you have to add all the 3. Resultant will be the average speed. That's it. Right. So now just listen here, a man covered a distance of 240 kilometer. So distance has been given and then the speed is also given. Whether the time has been given, no, time is not given, because speed is equal to distance by time. We know the distance, so each and every distance what he is traveling, but we actually don't know the time. So initially we can find all the times, right? So first time the distance traveled by the person is 240 kilometer, that is by 48 kilometer per hour. So this will be the speed and this will be the distance. So when you cancel it, 5, right? So timing will be 5 hours. The first 240 kilometer, he will be traveling at 5 hours. The second time. So the distance of 60 kilometer by a speed of bus by a speed of 12 kilometer. So 60 kilometer is the total distance by a speed of 12 kilometer per hour. So when you cancel it, this will be again 5 hours. So second data is also 5 hours. The third one, 20 kilometer, third 20 kilometer with the speed of 5 kilometer per hour. So when you cancel it, resultant will be 4 hours. So we got all the 3 timings, right? By using the distance and the speed, we have found all the timing. So now we need to find the average speed. So average speed is nothing but speed is equal to distance by time. So distance by time first, distance by time second, and distance by time third. So do not buy at this formula. Try to understand how this formula comes and how we apply the value. That's it. So is equals to distance by time, distance by time. So add all the 3 distance, 240, 60 will be 300, 300 plus 20 will be 320 divided by all the 3 timings, 14 hours. Right? So this will be the average speed because distance is in kilometer, time will be in hour. So answer will be kilometer per hour. So now we need to cancel and we need to find the answer. So 2 times will be 28, right? So remaining will be 40. So 3 times, no, again it will be 2 times, whether we are getting an answer in, okay. So 2 times again, because we are getting an answer in a decimal point. So again 2 times, which is 28. So 28 remaining will be 12, 120. So 8 4s are 32, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 8 times, right? 8 times, so 20, 75 times. So answer will be 22.8 kilometer per hour. So this will be the answer for the next question, right? So usually average speed, finding an average speed is easy. Do not learn the formula. First try to understand how the formula comes, because in many questions in some area they will not give you the distance itself, but they will give you all remaining data, like time will be given, speed will be given. By multiplying both the value we have to find the distance. But if you learn only the formula, then you don't know how to apply there. So that's the reason I'm saying understand how the formula comes from where the formula comes from and how to apply the value in a formula. So that's the reason every question while teaching time and distance, I didn't teach only the formula method. I have taught you the traditional method as well as the formula method, right? So this will be the answer for the next question. Next question. So two trains start at the same distance from Delhi and Agra and proceed towards each other at a rate of 40 km per hour and 37 1 by 2 km per hour respectively. So when they meet, it found that one train has travelled 200 km more than the other. So find the distance between Delhi and Agra, right? So what they are saying is this kind of, it's a problems on train concept, right? If it is a problems on train concept, one is two train traveling in the same direction or else two train traveling in an opposite direction. So usually these kind of questions you can able to see one train coming from Mumbai to Pune or else another train coming from Pune to Delhi. So these kind of stations will be given and our target is to find when will both the trains meet each other, or else when will the first train crosses the second train. So these kind of questions I have taught, the train late, train early, all the concepts. So now what they are saying is two trains start at the same time from Delhi and Agra and proceed towards each other. Right? So first train speed is how much? 40 km per hour. Second speed train is 37 1 by 2 km per hour. So what we can do is first we can find what is their ratio in the speed. How much speed both the trains are traveling in that ratio. Because both the train, one train travel 200 km more than the other. That means the difference between both the train traveled distance will be 200. Yes or no? Because if one train travel 1000 kilometers, another train would have traveled 1200 kilometers. Only then we can say one train traveled 200 kilometers more than the other. That means the difference between both the train is 200 kilometers. That is the meaning of it. So now we can find what is the speed ratio. So first is how much? 40 km per hour. And the second is how much? 37 1 by 2. First let me cancel and we can find it. So 40, 37 into 2. So which will be 74. This will be 75, right? 75 divided by 2. So resultant will be 80 is to 75. So we can cancel this on phi table. So when you cancel this on phi table, or okay, so let's cancel it on phi table. 1 5s are 5, 3, 6 5s are 30. Cancel it on phi table. 1 5s are 5. So remaining will be 5, 15. So 16 is to 15. So 16 is to 15 will be the ratio of their speed. So first train speed is in the part of 16x. Second train will be 15x. And now according to the question, we know that one train has traveled 200 kilometers more than the other. That means the difference between both the train will be 200 kilometers. So difference between both their speeds will be x is equals to 200 kilometer. So answer of x is equals to 200. So finally, we got the value of x, which is 200 kilometer. And now according to the question, our target is to find total distance that was traveled between Delhi and Agra. We know that the first speed train is 16x and x will be the total kilometers. So 16 into 200. So 16 into 200 plus 15 into 200. So resultant will be the total distance that was traveled between both the trains. So I think we can take 200 outside common. So 16 plus 15. So 16 plus 15 will be 31. So 0, 0, 2, 6, 6,200 is that answer? Yes. 6,200 kilometer. So 6,000 kilometer will be the total distance that was traveled by both the train between Delhi and Agra, right? So this is the way, one of the way to solve the question, because our target is to find what is the distance between Delhi and Agra, right? This was the thing what we need to find. So if we need to find the distance, so speed is equal to distance by time, distance is equal to speed into time. But we know the speed, but time is unknown because we know the speed here, right? So speed ratio has been given separately. So we found the speed ratio. So after finding the speed ratio, they have given one important clue, the difference between the distance that was traveled. So we can say that this speed and this speed difference will be 200. So 200 kilometer will be the difference between both the trains. So we found x value and substituted here. Resultant will be the total distance between the Delhi and Agra. So which will be the answer for this question. Next question. A train departs Kolkata at 6 a.m. at a speed of 40 km per hour. After 1 hour, another train departs from Kolkata in the same direction as that of the first train at a speed of 50 km per hour. When and what time distance from Kolkata do the train meet? So just now I have told you, right? Similar concept question like when both the train meet or when the first train crosses the second train. So you don't want to learn these problems on train separately. Why? Because the same concept, right? The when will the first train catches the second train, or when will the second train crosses the first train. So those concept, right? So crossing concept, which is equals to chasing concept, right? In the time and distance also we have learned when will the policeman catch the thief. Similarly, when will the train 2 catches the train 1, or else when will the train 2 crosses the train 1. Again, what we learned here is same as what we are going to do here. You don't want to learn anything separately. In this police and thief, I have solved by a traditional method as well as I have solved by a formula method. So just now I have told you, right? So formula will be a D into A divided by A difference B. That is the formula we applied there. I can solve this question by a formula method, right? So just see how easy it is, because when you refer books and see, you will get a lengthy solution for it. So that much of lengthy solutions are not needed here. So what they are saying is, first, a train departs Kolkata at 6 a.m. at a speed of 40 km per hour. So after 1 hour, another train departs. So for that 1 hour, the train could have, the first train would have moved 40 kilometers. Why? Because the first train speed, let's say this is the Kolkata station, right? So at 6 a.m. the first train is started from the station, and now the after 1 hour, so at this point the timing will be 7 a.m. So now the train 1 is at the distance of 40 km from Kolkata station. Why? Because the train 1 speed is 40 km per hour. So 1 hour the train could have traveled 40 km total distance. So now the timing is 7 a.m. So again, from this station, Kolkata station, at 7 a.m. the second train is started. So the train number 2 speed is how much? 50 km per hour. So now our target is to find at what distance and at what time train 2 crosses the train 1, because both the trains are running in the same direction. So easy concept, we can apply one very simple formula, the difference in the distance into A divided by A difference B. I have told this. Difference in the distance is nothing but train 1 and train 2. What is the difference in the distance? Which is 40 km. Now our target is to find when the train 2 is going to cross the train 1, or when the train 2 is going to meet the train 1. So that means the first A value will be 50 km per hour divided by the difference. So difference 50, second train speed is 40 km per hour. So the difference is 10. That's it. Very easy. So we can cancel this. So 200 km. So finally at 200 km where both the train will meet each other. Easy or not, right? I didn't frame any formula, nothing, right? I just applied this formula, and this formula what we learnt on time and distance chasing concept. So there we learnt this formula. So finally we found the time. In case if we need to find the distance, we found the distance. If we need to find the time also, that is easy. Why? Because time is equals to distance divided by speed. So distance is how much? 200 km. What about the speed? Speed is equal to 50. So it takes 4 hours. So from 7 a.m. in order to reach this point, right, it takes, the train 2 takes 4 hours. So at what time both the trains meet? So 7 a.m. 7 plus 4. 7 plus 4 will be 11 a.m. So at 11 a.m. both the trains will meet each other. From the Kolkata station, both the trains will meet at a point of 200 km. That's it. Very simple and very easy. For solving these kind of question, pen and paper is also not required. If you practice more number of question, definitely that is not at all required here, right? So easy, understand the concept. If you didn't watch the video, many times I'm repeatedly saying it. Why? Because you have to be strong on the basics. If not, you can't able to solve any question on time and distance quantitative aptitude. Not at all possible. Not only in quantitative aptitude, time and distance, even problems on ages, even time and work, without knowing the basics you can't. So better take more number of time to learn the basics, and then you can start practicing it. Surely you can able to get answer for most of the question. So answer for this question will be 11 a.m. 200 kilometers. Next question. So two places A and B are at a distance of 480 km. So Sita started from A towards B at a speed of 40 km per hour. After 2 hours, Geeta started from B towards A at a speed of 60 km per hour. If they meet at a place C, so then what is the difference between the time taken by them to reach their destination from place C. Okay. So first what we can do here is the total distance is also given, right? There are two places A and B, and there are two persons moving in an opposite direction, that means towards each other, and our target is to find what is the difference between the time taken to reach that point C, the difference, right? So first let's understand one important thing here. The total distance has been given in the question, right? So from A to B, the total distance has been given, which is 480 kilometer. So at some point, both the person have met each other. Why? Because that point they are indicating as C. So let's consider this as point C, where both the person A and B, that is Geeta's two places. Okay, they have given names, right? So distance Sita started and then Geeta, two persons are there. So now what we can do here is, the total distance is 480. Definitely if this person is going 400 kilometers, this person will be 80. So we can say that the total distance will be 480. So this 480 is the total distance that was traveled by both the person. So speed is equal to distance by time. Distance is equal to speed into time. So both the person speed is also directly given in the question. So first person speed is how much? 40 km per hour into time taken. So plus the second person speed is how much? 60 km per hour into. So we already know that the second person, when compared to the first person, he is starting from the point B only after 2 hours. That means when compared to this time, the second person time will be 2 hours less. So once understood or not, right? So clearly they have given. So the first person Sita started from A towards B. Only after 2 hours, the second person Geeta from B started towards A. That means that when you compare the time between both the person, the second person will be 2 hours less than the first person. So now according to the question, first we can find what is the time here. So 480 is equals to 40t plus 60t minus of 120. So this will be 100t is equals to 500, 600. So t is equals to 6. That means time taken. So we found the time taken 6 hours. That means this is the first person, right? So this will be the first person, which is Sita. So Sita, and this will be the second person Geeta. So now we found the time taken is equals to 6. So we can say that the Sita time taken will be 6 hours. And similarly the second person will be Geeta. So t is equal to 6. 6 minus 2 will be 4. So Geeta time taken will be 4 hours. So which means the first person Sita will be reaching 6 hours to the point C, and similarly Geeta will taking only 4 hours to reach the point C. That is the meaning of it, because our target is to find what is the difference between the time taken by them to reach their destination from place C, right? So we can say this is the time taken to reach that point. So we need to find only the difference. So difference is 2 hours. So both the difference timing is 2 hours. That's it. So very simple question. This one logic is enough, right? This logic, because the total distance has been directly given in the question. So by using the total distance, we can easily find what is the two person traveled distance, because the first person speed is also given, second person speed is also given, and they have given the clue in terms of time. Time clue is also given. So it is easy to frame an equation, and then getting a time is easy here. So once you know the time, we already know the speed. So finding all the remaining value is easy. Right? Even they ask any other thing in the question, that is also easy. Why? Because all the values we found it. So friends, do not forget to take the test, right? So keep on solving many number of questions. On the test I have given 40 questions with all different kinds of model, like what we solve now, right? One question based on chasing, one question based on train chasing, and then police and thief, and then total average speed. So each and every concept I have given 40 questions there. Do not forget to take the test and try to get 40 out of 40. Or if you are making any mistake, understand that where you are making a mistake and where you are struggling to solve. I have given the solution also. So cross check with the solution and try to understand it. Right? So friends, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you really like it, share the video to your friends, those who are preparing for the bank exams. So thank you so much. Bye.